second change that we have in the new form appears in paragraph number 4. You'll recognize paragraph number 4 as the checkbox of included items. This checkbox is actually part of the seller's disclosure of real property condition report, which is developed and controlled by the Real Estate Commission, not the Association of Realtors. You'll see this checkbox appears on the seller's disclosure. It also appears in the listing agreement, and lastly in the sales agreement. So you might say, Bruce, what happens if there's a contradiction between the three? Well, each form represents which one supersedes the other. Remember, it says in our sales agreement that the sales agreement representation supersedes all other disclosures or forms of the checkboxes. Now, we did make a change in paragraph number 4, and we're hoping that the Real Estate Commission will adopt our changes and they will change their seller's disclosure language. But until that happens, there will be a slight difference or deviation in our form versus the seller's disclosure. In the column where it said storm windows and doors, very few people any longer have storm windows, but many have storm doors. Sellers were saying, well, if I check storm windows / doors, does that mean I have storm windows and storm doors, or just one or the other? And if so, which one? So we changed it to just read storm doors. We also, in screens, we added where present. People were checking, sellers would check that there were screens included, but maybe there were a couple windows that did not have screens. Do they have to go out and replace the screens or get new screens? What we're saying in the new form is screens where there are screens are included. Lastly, in the third column of the checkbox of included items, we previously had a line that said solar equipment. But we're finding today that a lot of sellers have solar panels or solar equipment that they don't own, rather they're part of a long-term lease from a private company. So we moved down to the bottom, solar equipment, and we made a checkbox for whether it's owned or leased.